Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, and today I am checking out the latest release by Inibuilds. It is Los Angeles International Airport and it is an absolute beast. A huge number of features in this fantastic rendition of a really iconic airport over there on the west coast of the United States. So let's go ahead and check out some of the main features here, and I'm sure you'll agree that they've done a really good job. And here we are, just stationed up by the control tower. We'll start there. When you get in close to some of these textures, you'll see that they're actually pretty decently modelled. What Inibuilds do is they tend to balance performance with quality. So from a distance you'll see that a lot of the textures look really good, and if you get a bit closer you might find that some of them are just a little bit lower resolution, but that's all about ensuring you have a good performed an airport that performs really well. And I've noticed that my frame rates have held really well right across the airport, and it is such a huge add-on that you know, they've really thought about making sure they balance that up. But let's jump inside the tower here for a start. And as you can see, pretty well modelled in here. A lot going on. Imagine being in here trying to push aircraft around the local airspace. Absolutely huge. Oh, it is massive. But what a view out those windows, by the way. Unbelievable. One thing you'll notice in this add-on is thousands of static objects, and also a bunch of real-to-life things that are going on and around the airport. And we've obviously got this construction site here. If you pan around, you can actually see the construction of a roadway right here. Looks like a bridge connecting the car park potentially there with the exit over there in the distance. So they've done a really good job in terms of that. Now you've got the theme building here. It's a very iconic building. They've gone ahead and recreated that also. Looks like someone needs to give it a bit of a clean, but that gives it a little bit of realism, I suppose. But yeah, really good job on that, and we'll check that out and take a look at what it looks like at night. When you get down to ground level, that's where this airport really starts to hold its own. Look at all the markings on the apron and on the taxiways. These are all custom built textures, all different. The oil marks are all different in all the different parking spaces there. The other thing they've done is they've gone ahead and put all the correct logos and brand names on all the other pieces of equipment, like the GPUs and all that sort of stuff. The other thing they've done is they've gone ahead and handcrafted all of the gates, and I was really impressed with this actually. You can see the reflective nature of the gates right there, which looks really cool. You see the top of the gate there, it's quite reflective. Hopefully that's coming through. And when you get down in a bit closer, you can see it looks like air conditioning, some struts and a few other things going on with a whole lot of little sort of paint chips and dirt and details like that, which really makes it look very realistic. You can sort of see the paint chips there shining in the light. And like I say, once you get in really close to some of these textures, they do lose their resolution a little bit. But like I say, balancing up that performance, you know, from a distance, looking out your aircraft window, for example, you're not going to notice that whatsoever. They actually look really solid. So a nice job in and around the ground on the airport. Look at all these static objects. And like I said earlier, you've got those oil stains on the ground, and also the proper taxiway markings and taxiway signs all being recreated to mirror what happens in the real airport. As you pull your aircraft into the gates right here, you might be able to see that in the distance. We'll get a bit closer to the terminal, but you can see the VGDS, the Visual Docking Guidance System, right there. You can see it just to the left centre of the picture right there. So those are operational. So when you bring your bigger aircraft into park against these gates here, you'll get guided in nice and easily. So a nice little touch here that they've added to the scenery. One of the iconic terminals right here is the Bradley International Terminal. Here we are right here. And let's just cruise right through the windows here. You can see the reflective floors. Those really look fantastic. And look at this. I mean, you don't spend a heck of a lot of time in the terminals here. But they've done a really good job in bringing these alive. You've got the murals up on the wall there. You've got the shops down below. Once again, a mix of those performance textures along with some of the high-quality ones. But the floor really sets it off, and you can go right down through the south concourse here. And got the travelators, all that sort of stuff. Really nicely modelled right into the gates here, so you can sort of check out when your flight's departing if you're sitting here waiting for your flight. And then once your aircraft parked out there, you can look out through the windows there, and it looks really quite realistic there. Looking out, seeing what's happening out in the airport itself. So yeah, they've done a really nice job with one of the main airport terminal features right here in the rendition of Los Angeles International. One of the really cool features are the particular airline maintenance buildings. We've got American Airlines right here with the logo on the side of the building. And what they've done is parked a couple of the American Airlines static aircraft here just to bring that flavour to this part of the airport. It's just such a massive airport. It's unbelievable. Once again, you can check out those ground textures. You've got that gradient going from the well-worn areas into the less worn concrete areas. And a lot of different shades of green and grey all around the place. Really does look quite realistic. Got another aircraft parked over here at the American terminal. As I head over in this direction, you've got United down below us. And if I just go across a little bit further, for all our Australasian friends listening and watching, you've got Delta there, by the way. That's not the one I was talking about. But over here, right on the western side of the airport, you've got Qantas. Got their maintenance hangar right here, a couple of static aircraft, and I'm really impressed with the ground markings here. You can see that dust and tyre, the dust off the tyres, and then the tyre marks coming over the top of them, potentially in the wet. A whole lot of oil spilled all over the place, and of course you've got all the tow machines and a bunch of little travelator belts for luggage and all that sort of stuff. But down this part of the airport, really done a fantastic job. Don't you agree? I think it looks really tremendous what they've done with these maintenance buildings. One of the highlights of the airport are the runway textures, and I'm not sure if I've seen textures as good as this, to be honest. Here we are on over on runway 7 left, and you can see obviously the landing area there. If it was me flying, it would be over in the grass. You're not going to be able to see them, but you can see the different tyre marks sitting on there and the different wear and tear on the runway. But let me go and jump across to a different runway. Okay, over here on 24 right, and as you can see, very, very different. Looking to mirror what's happening in the real airport. You've got those sort of asphalt rectangles through the middle of the concrete runway, and really does a nice job in bringing variety to the aerodrome. And just look at those textures here. They've done a really fantastic job with the grass textures and those surrounding areas, as I mentioned before. Just really, really nice. Okay, time to check out some of these nighttime textures, and wow, what a sight. Look at the Los Angeles city there, right in the background. You've got all the taxiway markings there, the runway lights, all that sort of stuff. And look down here at the gates, they're all individually lit. Really look fantastic, stick out really nicely. If we jump up over here and look at some of the other parts of the aerodrome, let's move over to this very iconic part of the airport. That's the entranceway into Los Angeles Airport with the pylons there all lit up. And they change colours, as you probably just saw right there. And as we pan down here, you're going to see that very distinctive LAX. Oh, what a lovely, lovely sight that is. Check that out. You can see the control tower over on the right there, lit up quite nicely. But oh my God, I mean, I think, coming in here, landing one of your aircraft at night in here, what a sight, just really lights up. You've got the theme building over there with the sort of the purplish, pinkish LED looking lights. Really done a fantastic job. And if we continue down here while we're at it, we'll bump back down into the Bradley International Terminal, and you can see that it's well lit up in here actually. Yeah, they've done a really nice job. Very well lit up, and perhaps we'll have a look outside the same window that we're looking out before, and look at that. Beautiful. Whoop. Look at that. Absolutely tremendous. They've done a really, really nice job to capture the feel, the look and feel of this airport. And I like, one thing I actually really like is the use of different shades of lighting. If you compare some of that sort of bright LED lighting over the gates, some of the softer glow over on these gates, a little bit sort of dulled down light, and then you've got this very bright, harsh LED lights over in the maintenance areas. A totally different look, and that just really brings it to life. They've done a really fantastic job in that regard. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Los Angeles International Airport, the latest release by the team at Inibuilds, and I think you agree they really have nailed it this time. I'll be giving away a copy, by the way, this week. If you're watching this in a few years, probably a bit late, but check out my socials. We'll be giving away a copy to a lucky winner. But in the meantime, I'd highly recommend go and pick it up. They've really done a nice job in recreating this iconic airport and also doing a good job in making sure the performance remains. Like I said, it's a very, very big airport, and they've managed to fit in all these different textures and add-ons, and it still runs very, very nicely. So I hope you did enjoy this look at Los Angeles International Airport. Remember to go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, and until next time, everybody, take it easy.